People are so frustrated with beavers because like they have a mind of their own and we can't control them, but how do you think the rest of the planet feels about us? That's what we do all the time. My name is Jayne Willard. I am a first-year grad student here at UNC. I work here in the Carbon Shed Lab, which is in the Department of Geography. I study hydrology and specifically beavers. As we're going through time, water is becoming less consistently available and less clean and healthy and ready for us to use. As an environmental science major, I always, cared about the earth and wanted to save the planet, but didn't know what my field was going to be. And then I think it kind of dawned on me the importance of water. So when I'm thinking about like what field am I going to go into, what is my career going to be, like that is going to be a career-long problem that we need to solve. Really the focus of this lab for all of its projects are on two things, and that's fieldwork and collaboration. I've been thankful to enjoy everyone in the lab, so we have a lot of fun. We're always laughing and joking, and we're friends even though we're out doing this field work. There have definitely been points that have been challenging. I'm kind of responsible for so much and doing so many things, and for the first time I'm being asked to do things that I don't know how to do. It really is a very encompassing project with field work, lab work, data work, coding. It stretches a lot of muscles. And I feel like I hit lots of roadblocks, and there are lots of times where I think, this is it. But then I always kind of have to remind myself, it's always worked out so far. You've always been able to solve the problem. You'll probably be able to solve this. I would say the part I struggle with the most is definitely the data analysis, coding, and that is kind of something that I'd rather not have to do, but I like that this project has forced me to do it to get better at it. And I think those are just transferable skills that will, be helpful in other aspects of my life. The fieldwork is my favorite. I'm pretty much always covered in mud. That's kind of, expected of me at this point. I really love wearing waders. That's one of my favorite things in the world. I've always joked that if I don't become like a hydrologist scientist, I'm gonna become a cranberry farmer just so I can like wear waders. At this point, I'm definitely known as like the beaver girl. People know me for beaver stuff. But before working in this lab, I couldn't have told you anything about beavers other than just they were kind of cool and cute little creatures. Beavers are oftentimes considered a nuisance species, which I find very rude. I do understand the frustrations that people can have about beavers. Now, the people that just think beavers are gross and like weird looking, that's crazy. They're adorable. Of course, I do have sympathy for people that, they bought a house and there's a beaver colony nearby that keeps, building dams and flooding their backyard. At this point, like they're people and they bought that house and they want to live there and they want to have a backyard. I just think that opens up kind of a general conversation about coexistence and kind of thinking ahead when we just, make these decisions. The people who paved these parking lots over beaver dams and are now pissed that they flood. It's like, well, where do you think that water was going to go? Since I started working in this lab, nearly a year and a half ago, probably twice a week, I get people that send me things like, oh, I saw this and I thought of you, and it'll be a picture of like a prairie dog or a squirrel or like things that they think are beavers. So I always respond and I'm like, oh, thank you so much for thinking about me. That's very sweet. Asterisk though, that's a capybara. So at this point, I'm excited to kind of start a career and see what happens. I don't have such an idea of what it's going to be, so I'm applying for jobs, with the EPA, the USGS, the Army Corps of Engineers, kind of any of these hydrology, science, companies that are working to improve our knowledge of, hydrologic data. Seeing that there are so many people that have careers in beavers is really interesting. So at first I never thought that would have been possible. So I don't know, I'm not narrowing my job search to just beaver stuff right now, but it would be kind of cool if it could like work out that way.